Imagine holding in your hand a small, seemingly ordinary coin, a coin you might have overlooked in your change for decades. But what if I told you that this very coin could unlock a doorway to unimaginable wealth? This isn't just any coin, it's the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny, one of the rarest treasures of American numismatics. Yes, the very penny you might have casually dropped into your pocket as a child could now be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Today, we are about to embark on a journey from pocket change to pure fortune, a journey that has changed the lives of ordinary Americans who dared to believe that hidden treasures lie in the smallest of places. Have you ever wondered, could my old coins really make me rich? Well, the answer may be closer than you think. The story of the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny begins in an era of profound change in the United States. The world was on the brink of global upheaval, yet the U.S. Mint continued producing coins for everyday commerce. Among these, the 1941 penny quietly rolled off presses in Philadelphia, lacking any mint mark. To the casual observer, it was just another coin, but to collectors and investors, its subtle rarity has made it a gem. These pennies were struck with precision, yet imperfections and minting errors occasionally occurred, creating coins that collectors would later covet. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a tiny artifact from an era when Americans believed in the power of hard work and the American dream. Could your own coin collection be harboring such a hidden gem? Now, here's where the excitement begins. Not every 1941 penny is a millionaire maker, but those with certain features, the correct strike, the finest luster, and minimal wear, are in exceptionally high demand. When collectors and auction houses spot these coins, they move fast. Picture this: you walk into a reputable coin auction in New York or Los Angeles, casually drop your 1941 penny on the table, and watch the room erupt as bids climb higher and higher. Could a coin that once bought a loaf of bread now secure your financial freedom? The thrill of witnessing a small coin transform into a massive windfall is something few experiences can rival. And here's a little secret: the market for these rare pennies is hotter than ever. You might be asking, how do I know if my coin is one of these highly valuable 1941 pennies? That's where knowledge becomes power. Examine your coin closely. Is it a Philadelphia mint with no mint mark? Does it retain sharp details of Lincoln's profile, with clear wheat stalks on the reverse? Coins that maintain their original sheen and show minimal signs of circulation are the ones commanding the highest prices. And if you're still unsure, professional grading services can authenticate your penny and maximize its value. Think of it as turning a mysterious object from your pocket into a verified key to wealth. Can you imagine the joy, the sheer exhilaration, of discovering that your pocket change is actually a fortune waiting to be claimed? Now, let's pause for a moment. I know what you might be thinking: coins. Really? Can they truly bring financial freedom? Here's a pattern interrupt. Imagine your coin jar overflowing not with pennies, but with stacks of cash because someone, somewhere, recognized the value of your 1941 wheat penny. Humorous? Perhaps. Possible? Absolutely. This is the power of rare coins. They are not just collectibles, they are investments, historical artifacts, and, for those who recognize their worth, life-changing assets. And the question remains: how can you transform your old coins into real, tangible wealth? How do you turn curiosity into millions? Selling rare coins in the United States is both an art and a science. High-value coins like the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny perform best in auctions or through trusted coin dealers. But timing, presentation, and the right marketplace are everything. You need to know how to market your coin, how to highlight its unique features, and how to connect with collectors willing to pay top dollar. Have you considered auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers? These venues are where fortunes are made and realized. And for those preferring a more private approach, reputable coin shops in major cities can provide immediate offers, sometimes exceeding thousands of dollars. How can you ensure you don't leave money on the table? By educating yourself, consulting experts, and acting with urgency. Now let's return to the emotional core of this story. Imagine a retired schoolteacher finding a 1941 wheat penny in a forgotten drawer, thinking it was merely a nostalgic token, only to discover it could fetch a life-altering sum. Or a collector stumbling upon a near-perfect specimen in a coin roll, realizing that this small, copper disc could transform retirement plans, vacations, and generational wealth. These stories are not fantasies, they are realities. And the truth is, each coin carries a tale, each imperfection or mark adds value, and each moment you wait could be a moment someone else claims the opportunity you overlooked. Could your small discovery be the next headline-making windfall? Here's a critical question every potential seller must ask: how do I maximize the value of my coin? The answer lies in strategy and presentation. Keep your coin in pristine condition, avoid unnecessary handling, and seek certified grading from trusted authorities like PCGS or NGC. The better the condition, the higher the auction bids, and the more competitive the offers from collectors and investors. It's not just about luck, it's about preparation, foresight, and knowing the true power of what you hold. Are you ready to take the steps that could turn pocket change into wealth that most only dream about? As we approach the climax of this journey, remember this: the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is more than a coin. It is a symbol of opportunity, history, and potential prosperity. Its rarity makes it desirable, its history makes it fascinating, and its market demand makes it lucrative. From humble beginnings in Philadelphia to coveted auctions across the nation, these pennies have proven time and again that even the smallest objects can carry immense value. So the next time you reach for a penny on the sidewalk, ask yourself, could this be the one that changes everything? Could your hand be holding more than metal, but a gateway to financial freedom and a luxurious lifestyle? In conclusion, the 1941 wheat penny with no mint mark represents a remarkable opportunity for anyone willing to look closely, act wisely, and seize the moment. The market is eager, collectors are vigilant, and the potential for life-altering value is real. If you have ever wondered how to sell old rare coins, how to profit from forgotten treasures, or how a simple penny could elevate your life, now is the moment to act. Whether you choose auction houses, reputable coin dealers, or online platforms, the important thing is to act decisively. Imagine this: you reach into your pocket, pull out a handful of change, and among the ordinary coins, you spot a tiny golden opportunity that could change your life forever. That's the power of the 1942 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny, a coin that at first glance may look like the coins you use every day, yet hides a fortune in plain sight. How many times have we walked past a small treasure, unaware of its true worth? Have you ever wondered if your pocket change could be worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars? This is not a hypothetical. This is the reality of the 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny, a coin that collectors and investors alike hunt for with an intensity that borders on obsession. Let's step back and understand why this coin carries such power. The 1942 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in Philadelphia during a time when the United States was engulfed in the turmoil of World War II. Unlike coins today, many from this era were produced in limited quantities, and those that survive in exceptional condition are even rarer. But what makes the 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny truly extraordinary is not just its scarcity, it's its story. Imagine holding a piece of history in your hand, a small bronze disc that has survived decades of circulation, wars, and change, and yet has retained its silent dignity. Can you feel the thrill? That sense that the past and present are colliding in your palm. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting: this coin is known for certain mint errors that elevate its value exponentially. Slight variations in the die, misstruck edges, or off-center impressions turn an ordinary penny into a prized collector's gem. Have you ever flipped a coin and noticed something unusual, something that seemed just a little off? That could be the ticket to unimaginable wealth. People are discovering that coins that have sat forgotten in drawers, jars, or old purses for decades are now commanding record prices in auctions and private sales. Imagine turning a coin you barely noticed into a sum of money that could fund a dream lifestyle. How would your life change if a single penny became your gateway to financial freedom? Let's talk about demand. The 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny is not just rare, it is in extremely high demand. Collectors, investors, and even first-time coin buyers are clamoring for these coins, creating a market where supply simply cannot keep up with interest. Have you seen auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers make headlines for selling a single coin for tens of thousands of dollars? That's the kind of frenzy this coin inspires. And the urgency is real. Every day that passes, more coins disappear into private collections, making the ones left on the market even more valuable. This is why acting fast, knowing how to authenticate, and understanding how to sell these treasures can literally change the trajectory of your life. You might be asking, how does one even start selling a coin like this? Where do you go? How do you avoid mistakes that could cost you thousands? The truth is, there are strategies, and learning them is like discovering a map to hidden gold. First, condition matters. Every scratch, mark, and wear affects the price. Then, authenticity is key. Certified grading by reputable services gives your coin credibility that buyers trust. Finally, timing is everything. Auctions, private sales, and even online marketplaces offer platforms to maximize the price. Have you ever considered that a coin in your possession could be your most valuable asset if sold at the right place, at the right time, and in perfect condition? But let's pause for a second, because here's a humorous thought. Isn't it wild that something we've all carried in our pockets, something so small and ordinary, could be the same object that turns someone into a millionaire? It's almost like finding a winning lottery ticket hidden under your sofa cushion, but better, because this is history, tangible, real, and within reach. Do you feel the excitement bubbling up yet? Let's dive deeper into the history of this coin. In 1942, the United States was adjusting its economy to support a world war. Metals were scarce, minting processes were under immense pressure, and errors were more common than usual, but not the kind of errors that ruin a coin. The errors we treasure, the ones that make the 1942 no-mint Mark Wheat penny so valuable, are the ones that are subtle, unique, and authenticated by experts. Imagine being the owner of a coin that collectors across the country would pay huge sums for. That sense of power and pride, the realization that something you've held unknowingly is a portal to wealth, can you feel it? This is where the story intensifies. Picture an auction room, the tension thick in the air, bids flying faster than a heartbeat. Every time the hammer comes down, a new coin enters someone's private collection, sometimes for prices that feel almost unreal. You might wonder, could a coin in my change jar end up on that stage? The answer is yes, but only if you act decisively. Learning how to identify, protect, and sell these coins is your pathway from everyday life to extraordinary opportunity. How many times have we overlooked treasures just because we didn't know their value? Don't let that be your story. Now, think about this, from pocket change to millions. Yes, it's true. People have literally transformed small, forgotten coins into life-changing wealth. How? Knowledge. Timing. Patience. And a willingness to act when others hesitate. The 1942 no-mint Mark Wheat penny is more than metal, it is possibility. It is the promise that ordinary objects can create extraordinary outcomes. Have you ever held a coin and imagined the doors it could open, the freedom it could buy, the dreams it could make real? That moment of realization, that's where excitement meets action. Here's a question to reset your focus. What if the coin in your pocket right now, or in a jar in your kitchen, is the very coin collectors have been dreaming of? Could it be worth more than you've ever imagined? How would you feel holding it, knowing its history, understanding its rarity, and preparing to sell it in a market that can be fiercely competitive yet incredibly rewarding? This is your moment to see ordinary coins in an extraordinary light, to understand that wealth can literally be in the palm of your hand. But let's connect the dots. The thrill, the history, the rarity, the urgency, all these elements lead to one undeniable truth: the 1942 no-mint Mark Wheat penny is more than a collectible. It is a tool, a gateway, a ticket to transforming your financial reality. Selling it is not just a transaction, it is the culmination of insight, preparation, and timing. Have you thought about where you could sell it? Would you choose a high-profile auction, a trusted coin dealer, or a private sale to a collector? How you sell can impact how much value you unlock, and that decision could mean the difference between an impressive sum and a life-altering fortune. Finally, let's close this journey with inspiration. The 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny represents opportunity, foresight, and the excitement of discovery. It asks you to be bold, to recognize value where others see mere metal, to act with intelligence and courage. Imagine seeing that coin in your collection or your pocket and realizing it could be the one that changes everything. How would it feel to go from ordinary to extraordinary, from unnoticed to highly sought after, from small change to a sum so significant it could redefine your lifestyle? That is the power of rare coins, and that is the power of the 1942 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. So, the next time you sift through your old coins, remember, history, wealth, and opportunity are hiding in plain sight. The market value of a pristine 1942 no-mint mark wheat penny can reach maximum dollar amounts in auctions today. Your pocket change might just be the doorway to your dream life. Will you recognize it? Will you act on it? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Imagine holding in your hand a coin minted in 1944, a humble wheat penny, unassuming at first glance, yet hiding a secret that could change your life forever. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny, an error coin that collectors across the United States are scrambling to find. If you've ever wondered how ordinary coins in your pocket can transform into a fortune, this is your moment. Picture it. The year is 1944. The world is at war, yet the United States is producing coins that would one day become legends. Among millions of pennies struck that year, some slipped through the cracks, errors so rare, so extraordinary, that modern collectors are willing to pay unimaginable sums to own them. And here's the question burning in every collector's mind: what makes the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny different from the thousands of others you've seen? Here's where it gets exciting. Most 1944 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, marked accordingly. But the no-mint mark wheat penny? It is an enigma. A coin born without the telltale sign of its origin, an imperfection that transformed it into a prized treasure. Imagine casually flipping through change at the grocery store and discovering one of these. Your heart would race. Would you even know what to do next? How do you sell old rare coins, especially something that could be worth hundreds of thousands, or even more, at auction? Let's pause for a moment. Did you know that some collectors have turned a simple find like this into a life-altering payday? Coins that were once considered pocket change have sold for prices that make lottery jackpots look like loose change. The 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny has a mystique. Every scratch, every dent, every patina tells a story of time, of history, of survival. And here's a pattern interrupt for you. Yes, it's literally a piece of metal that could make you richer than you ever imagined. So, who needs Bitcoin when you have coins that survived World War II? Now, you might be wondering, how do I even begin selling something like this? That's the golden question. Selling coins is an art, not just a transaction. You want the highest price possible, the maximum dollar that collectors are ready to pay. Auctions in the United States are thriving hubs for rare coins. And the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny? It's highly sought after. Dealers and private collectors alike compete fiercely, and if your coin is genuine, the moment you present it could be your moment of triumph. Let's take a step back and imagine the possibilities. You open a drawer in your home and see a small tin of old coins your grandparents left behind. How do you know which coins could be worth millions? Could this 1944 penny be among them? Here's where the excitement builds. Authenticating and grading your coin is crucial. Professional grading services not only verify its legitimacy but can also dramatically increase its value. Imagine walking into an auction with a coin graded as pristine, the crowd holding their breath as the auctioneer starts the bidding. Every heart in the room beats faster as the price climbs. Wouldn't you want to be part of that moment? But here's a question for you: what if you don't want to wait for an auction? What if you want immediate cash, right now? Many collectors and coin shops across the US are actively buying rare coins. Whether you're in New York, Los Angeles, or a small town in the Midwest, there are experts ready to evaluate, offer, and purchase your treasure. How to sell old and rare coins in the USA isn't a mystery, it's a pathway to financial transformation. but only if you know where to start and who to trust. Speaking of trust, let's talk about emotional triggers. The fear of missing out is real. You've probably heard stories of coins sold for tens of thousands while sitting unnoticed in someone's drawer for decades. Could this be your coin? Could the 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny in your possession be the one that sells for the maximum dollar in today's market? Imagine looking back years from now, wishing you had taken action sooner. That sense of urgency isn't just motivation, it's a clarion call to act now. Now, let's weave in a little humor to reset your attention. Imagine telling your friends, "I just found a coin worth more than my mortgage," and watching them laugh, until you show them the certificate. Suddenly, laughter turns into awe. And that's the beauty of coin collecting, it blends history, excitement, and a tangible path to wealth. How to make money from coins? It starts with awareness, education, and bold action. You have to see opportunity where others see ordinary pennies. Here's another question for you. Do you know how many 1944 no-mint mark wheat pennies are known to exist? The answer is astonishingly low. Rarity fuels desire. Demand is sky high. Every collector dreams of adding one to their collection. And here's the best part, unlike volatile investments, this coin carries a story, a legacy, a tangible connection to history. You're not just holding money, you're holding a piece of American heritage, but the real magic. Transformation. From pocket change to millions. A coin that may have exchanged hands in a grocery store or a small-town diner decades ago could now be the key to your financial breakthrough. Imagine the thrill of selling a coin at an auction shop, the gavel hitting, the room erupting, and knowing you just turned a humble piece of metal into your personal fortune. That is the kind of life-changing excitement collectors crave, and you could experience it too. And let's not forget the practical steps. How do you sell old rare coins responsibly? First, research. Learn about minting errors, historical context, and market trends. Then, authenticate your coin with trusted services. Third, explore multiple avenues, auctions, reputable dealers, private collectors. Ask the right questions. What is the current market value? How much can I get at maximum dollar? What's the best time to sell? By connecting these points, you create a clear roadmap from discovery to sale, from uncertainty to confidence, from ordinary to extraordinary. Here's a final thought to tie everything together. The 1944 no-mint mark wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a symbol. A symbol of opportunity, of history, of wealth that could be literally hiding in plain sight. Every scratch and imperfection is a testament to survival, to rarity, to value that cannot be replicated. If you are holding one, or even have a drawer of old pennies, you might be standing at the threshold of something remarkable. The maximum dollar for such a coin is more than money, it's a gateway to dreams realized, to financial freedom, to the thrill of knowing that history, opportunity, and fortune can intersect in your hand. So, I leave you with this question: will you let your coin sit quietly in a drawer, or will you take action, step into the world of collectors, and discover how to sell old and rare coins in the USA for top dollar? From the unassuming 1944 wheat penny to a future you never imagined, the journey starts today. Imagine this: a tiny, copper disc, barely bigger than a dime, sitting quietly in your pocket for decades, and now, it could be the key to a fortune beyond your wildest dreams. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one of the most sought-after treasures for collectors and investors alike, the United States 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny. This isn't just any penny. This is a coin that can transform your life if you know what to do with it. Have you ever wondered how a coin from your grandmother's old purse could suddenly be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this coin is commanding attention, and how you can potentially turn forgotten pocket change into real wealth. Let's start at the beginning, with the story of the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny. In the aftermath of World War II, America was reshaping itself. Factories switched from wartime production to consumer goods, and people were rebuilding their lives. Into this era came the humble penny, small, unassuming, but with a story to tell. Most pennies from 1946 were minted in Philadelphia, and that's why some have no mint mark at all. But here's the catch, certain pennies from that year were struck with errors, subtle mistakes that most people overlook. And collectors? They see gold in those mistakes. Yes, a tiny misalignment, a double die, a faint strike that looks imperfect, these errors can elevate a coin from a few cents to several $1,000s in the right market. Isn't it fascinating how perfection can sometimes be less valuable than a beautiful flaw? Now, before you start rummaging through your old coin jars, let me ask you something. How many coins do you think are sitting in your house right now that could be worth a small fortune? Did you know that auctions in the United States have paid staggering sums for rare pennies, especially ones like the 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny? Some have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and each sale creates a wave of excitement among collectors. Picture this, a penny from your change drawer, polished by decades of life, suddenly being the centerpiece of a major auction. Can you feel the adrenaline rush already? It's not just about money, it's about owning a piece of history, a tangible connection to the past, and the thrill that comes with knowing you might hold something extraordinarily rare. But here's the twist. Not all coins are created equal. Some 1946 pennies are common, easily found in circulation, while others have characteristics that make them highly desirable. The difference? Subtle errors, pristine condition, and rarity. How do you know if the penny in your hand could be worth thousands? Well, the answer lies in careful observation. Look for double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual markings that shouldn't be there. If your penny shows these traits, you may be holding a golden ticket. And yes, I know what you're thinking, how do I sell this if it's worth so much? That's the million-dollar question. Should you sell online, at an auction, or through a reputable coin dealer? Each method has its advantages, and timing is everything. A coin in peak condition, sold at the right moment, can achieve maximum value. But wait, don't rush. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's step back and talk about why collectors are so obsessed with this coin. Think of it this way, scarcity drives demand. A 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny in excellent condition is rarer than many people realize. The moment you hold it, you're holding something that thousands of collectors are desperately searching for. There's an almost primal excitement in that. Imagine walking into an auction house, knowing that the coin in your hand could spark a bidding war. The room buzzes with tension, each bid higher than the last. And there it is, the final hammer falls, and suddenly your penny is worth more than you ever imagined. Doesn't that make you wonder what else is hiding in your old coin jars, waiting to be discovered? Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. Ray, this sounds amazing, but is it really possible for a common penny to be worth this much? Here's the truth, it happens more often than most people think. There are stories of people finding rare pennies tucked between couch cushions or in old wallets, coins they barely remembered owning, only to sell them later for life-changing sums. And here's another question for you, why leave your fortune sitting idle when you could be capitalizing on it? The 1946 no-mint mark wheat penny is not just a collectible, it's an investment. And unlike stocks that fluctuate daily, a rare coin carries a tangible value, something you can hold, feel, and pass down for generations. Alright, let's lighten things up for a second. Imagine explaining to your friends that your couch cushions were worth more than their entire furniture set. They'd probably laugh, or maybe they'd stare at you like you were from another planet. But this is reality. Coins like these don't just tell a story, they write a new chapter in your life. And speaking of chapters, let's explore how you can get started with selling old and rare coins in the United States. How do you turn a humble penny into a profit? First, knowledge is key. Learn to identify mint marks, errors, and condition grades. Next, get your coins professionally appraised. This step is crucial, it separates ordinary coins from potential million-dollar finds. Finally, choose the right platform. Auction houses, specialty coin shops, and verified online marketplaces can connect you with serious buyers willing to pay top dollar, but don't just take my word for it. Ask yourself, what's stopping you from discovering hidden treasures in your own home? How many coins have you overlooked because they seemed insignificant? And what would it feel like to find a 1946 no-mint Mark wheat penny, knowing that it could unlock a fortune you never expected? The emotional thrill of discovery is only matched by the financial reward. Imagine sharing this story with friends and family, telling them, "I found something rare, and it changed everything." That's the power of awareness and timing. As we move toward the conclusion, let's tie all this together. The 1946 no-mint Mark wheat penny represents more than copper and date. It symbolizes opportunity, patience, and the magic of rarity. From forgotten pocket change to potentially life-altering wealth, the journey of this coin mirrors the journey of anyone willing to recognize value where others see none. Are you ready to examine your old coins with new eyes? Are you prepared to act when opportunity knocks? Remember, this coin is highly sought after, in top demand, and commanding maximum attention from collectors and investors alike. Your chance to turn history into wealth is here, but it won't wait forever. So here's the final thought: don't let what you hold in your hands go unnoticed. That penny, that forgotten treasure, could be your ticket to something extraordinary. How do you sell old, rare coins? How do you navigate auctions? How do you ensure you get the absolute maximum value? Every step matters. From identification to appraisal to sale, each move could make the difference between a modest gain and a record-breaking payday. And yes, the 1946 no-mint Mark wheat penny is worth serious money, maximum dollar value, if handled wisely. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: you reach into an old drawer, pull out a penny, and instantly recognize its significance. Your heart races, the possibilities flash before your eyes, and you know, you are holding a piece of history worth a fortune. That, my friend, is the thrill of collecting, investing, and selling rare coins. The 1946 no-mint Mark wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a doorway. Step through it, and watch how a small piece of copper can open up a world of extraordinary opportunity. I'm taking you on a journey into the fascinating world of rare coins, uncovering why this 1951 wheat penny error is not just collectible, it's highly sought after, potentially worth big dollars, and could be sitting right under your nose. Let's start with a question that might make you lean in. Have you ever wondered how ordinary coins in circulation can become auction sensations, selling for thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? It's not magic, and it's not luck, it's knowledge, timing, and a keen eye. The 1951 no-mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny is a perfect example. Produced in massive numbers by the Philadelphia Mint, this coin seems ordinary at first glance. But when you examine it closely, especially errors like double strikes, die cracks, or off-center impressions, you realize you're holding a piece of history that collectors fiercely compete for. Now, I know what you might be thinking: a penny? Really? But let me ask you this: would you rather leave your future to chance, keeping coins in drawers and wallets, or take action now, learning how to spot rare, high-value coins that could dramatically increase your wealth? History shows us that pennies like the 1951 no-mint Mark wheat penny often fly under the radar until someone with sharp eyes discovers them. And when that happens, the excitement is electric. Auctions turn into adrenaline-fueled battles, phone lines light up, and suddenly, what was once just pocket change transforms into a fortune. Speaking of excitement, here's a fun thought: did you know that some collectors have literally stumbled upon coins worth thousands in jars, old books, or even the bottom of a couch cushion? Yes, the very coins you dismiss while paying for a cup of coffee could be your hidden treasure. But here's the critical question: how do you know if your 1951 wheat penny is one of these valuable finds? First, condition matters. Coins with minimal wear, strong luster, and clear detail command the highest prices. Then there's the rarity factor. Errors and no-mint Mark versions from this year are incredibly desirable, especially among collectors who focus on completing their historical Lincoln wheat penny sets. Imagine this scenario: you bring a jar of coins to a local coin dealer, expecting just a few dollars, and the dealer pauses, examines your coins with a scrutinizing eye, and says, "Do you realize what you've got here?" That moment is a mix of shock, excitement, and opportunity, the same mix that can lead to life-changing financial gain. And here's where urgency plays a role. The market for rare coins is growing every year. Collectors and investors are increasingly willing to pay premium prices for coins that are in top condition. Waiting too long could mean missing out on the perfect moment to sell, but let's reset for a moment. Did you ever notice how small, everyday objects can suddenly hold incredible value? Your old coins are no different. And while we're on the subject, here's a question for you. What if that stack of pennies you've been ignoring could one day fund your dream lifestyle, luxury travel, exquisite cars, or even a secure financial future for your family? The power is in your hands. All it takes is learning how to evaluate coins, understand the market, and know the right time to sell. Now, let's get practical. How do you actually sell a rare coin like the 1951 no-mint Mark wheat penny? First, authenticity is key. Every serious collector wants assurance that they're investing in a genuine, high-quality piece. That's why professional grading services have become an essential part of the coin market. These services not only certify your coin but also increase its perceived value exponentially. Once your coin is graded, the possibilities open up. Auction houses, specialized coin dealers, and even online marketplaces are all viable platforms to maximize the return. But a question I often hear is, where do I find these buyers? The answer is networks, reputation, and timing. The more you understand the coin market, the better positioned you are to secure top dollar. Let's sprinkle in a little humor here, because who doesn't need a laugh while planning to become a coin millionaire? Picture this: you casually drop a penny on the floor, it rolls under the sofa, and later you realize it's the exact 1951 no-mint Mark wheat penny that collectors are desperate for. Yes, sometimes wealth really does hide in plain sight. And the best part? You don't need a treasure map or a metal detector. You just need awareness, attention to detail, and the willingness to take action. Speaking of action, another important question arises: how do you turn coins into serious money? Beyond grading and selling, it's about understanding trends, recognizing rare errors, and strategically entering auctions or private sales. Timing can make the difference between selling for a modest amount and achieving a windfall. In fact, some collectors have turned what started as a simple hobby into a multi-million-dollar portfolio, all by focusing on rare coins like the 1951 wheat penny. So, if you've ever wondered, how do I make money from coins? The answer lies in knowledge, patience, and decisive action. Here's a thought that might keep you up at night in a good way: how many pennies have passed through your hands without realizing their hidden value? And how many of those pennies are no longer available to collectors, making the remaining ones even more valuable? That's the beauty of rarity and scarcity, the driving forces behind coin auctions that escalate into highly competitive bidding wars. Imagine the thrill of watching an online auction, phone in hand, as bids rise into the thousands for a coin that once seemed ordinary. That adrenaline, that fear of missing out, it's exactly what makes this market so electrifying. By now, you're probably asking yourself, how do I start? How do I know which coins are valuable? And here's the inspiring truth: you already have access. Your wallet, drawers, and old coin collections might already contain coins waiting to be discovered. The first step is curiosity. Examine your coins, research, ask questions, and connect with experts. There's a whole community of collectors, investors, and auction houses ready to guide you. And if you take action now, you could be the one selling a 1951 no-mint Mark wheat penny for a jaw-dropping sum, while others are still dreaming about it. Let's loop back to the big picture. From pocket change to millions, from overlooked pennies to prized auction pieces, the journey of a 1951 wheat penny illustrates the power of awareness, action, and timing. Every rare coin tells a story, not just of history, but of opportunity. And the urgency? The market is hotter than ever. Serious collectors and investors are willing to pay premium prices for coins that are authentic, well-preserved, and rare. So, the question isn't whether your coin has value, it's whether you're ready to seize it. Before we conclude, let me ask one final set of questions: are you going to let your coin sit idle, or are you ready to explore their hidden wealth? Do you want to be the one who discovered a treasure in plain sight, turning small, forgotten coins into life-changing money? And most importantly, are you prepared to take the first step toward a more secure, affluent, and exciting financial future? Imagine holding a coin in the palm of your hand that could change your life forever. A small, unassuming piece of copper, nearly forgotten in the back of a drawer or slipped unnoticed into your pocket change, yet carrying a legacy worth more than you ever imagined. Today, we dive into the story of one such treasure, the 1951 D Mint Mark Wheat penny. A coin that has quietly survived decades, yet now commands the attention of collectors and investors alike, fetching jaw-dropping sums at auctions and private sales. Could this tiny coin be the bridge between your ordinary life and extraordinary wealth? Let's explore. The 1951 D Wheat penny is not just any penny. Minted in Denver during the early 1950s, it carries the classic design of Lincoln on the front, and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, a design that evokes nostalgia and historical significance. But what makes this particular coin so extraordinary is not just its design, it's the rare minting errors that appear on some examples. These errors, whether double dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws, transform a simple penny into a collector's masterpiece. And collectors will pay handsomely for them. Have you ever wondered how a coin worth a few cents in your pocket can turn into a treasure valued at thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? That journey from pocket change to millions starts with knowledge and timing. Now, let's take a step back. Imagine walking into a local coin shop, or even finding this coin in your change. Would you recognize its potential? Many people overlook the most valuable coins simply because they don't know what to look for. That's where the excitement begins. Think about it, could your loose change be hiding a piece of history that could sell for tens of thousands of dollars? How would it feel to discover that a coin you've casually kept for decades suddenly becomes the centerpiece of a high-stakes auction? The thrill is real, and the opportunity is immediate, but only for those willing to act. You might be asking yourself, how do I sell old rare coins like the 1951 D Wheat penny? Where do I even start? Can I trust online auctions or local coin dealers? These are questions every collector and investor asks before unlocking the true value of their coins. The first step is always verification. Having your coin authenticated and graded by a trusted professional can exponentially increase its value. Imagine your 1951 D penny, once overlooked, now certified and displayed with a grade that collectors worldwide recognize. Suddenly, it's no longer just a penny, it's a piece of history, a financial asset, a ticket to the lifestyle you've dreamed about. But let's pause for a moment and consider the stakes. What if you leave that coin in a drawer for another decade? Could it appreciate further? Possibly. But with high-demand coins like the 1951 D Wheat penny, the market is competitive, and waiting too long could mean missing the perfect moment to sell. Here's a little secret collectors already know: timing is everything. Coins that were once overlooked can explode in value when scarcity meets desire. And make no mistake, this coin is in high demand. Collectors are not only chasing the 1951 D Wheat penny for its historical significance but also for the prestige of owning one of the rarest errors from the post-war era. Let's get into the heart of the matter, the errors themselves. Imagine a penny where Lincoln's eye appears slightly doubled, or the mint mark seems to float above the surface in a way that defies normal production. These aren't flaws, they are treasures. And in the world of rare coins, a single, subtle anomaly can elevate a penny from mere copper to a sum that could change your financial life. Have you ever held a coin so unique that it felt like a secret only you could understand? That's the power of rarity. That's the power of the 1951 D Wheat penny. Now, here's a question that might make you chuckle but is worth asking: how many people have unknowingly thrown away pennies worth tens of thousands? Too many. But that doesn't have to be your story. Instead, imagine walking into an auction house, presenting your coin, and watching bidders compete passionately for what you've held for decades. Picture the exhilaration as the gavel drops, and the number on the board confirms your coin's worth in the stratosphere of collectors' dreams. Could you handle that moment? More importantly, are you ready to turn what others see as trivial into something extraordinary? Some of you might wonder, how do I know this coin is the real deal? How do I avoid scams? The key is education and trusted networks. Using certified grading services, consulting reputable auction houses, and connecting with experienced coin dealers ensures your journey from discovery to sale is safe and lucrative. It's not just about selling, it's about selling smartly, maximizing every dollar potential. And here's the exciting part: once your coin is certified, you can market it globally. Collectors in every corner of the world are hunting for the 1951 D-Wheat penny, and the right buyer will recognize its true value immediately. Now let's imagine the future for a moment. You've sold your coin. The excitement, the money, the prestige, it's real. Perhaps you invest, travel, or indulge in a lifestyle you've only dreamed of. All this from a single, overlooked coin tucked away for decades. It's not just a story about money, it's a story about opportunity, foresight, and the courage to act. The 1951 D-Wheat penny represents more than copper and wheat, it represents potential, timing, and a chance to rewrite your financial story. And here's the final spark: what if you could find more coins like this? What if your attic, your drawers, or your coin jars hold treasures waiting to be discovered? How many more 1951 D-Wheat pennies are out there, waiting for someone like you to recognize their worth? It's thrilling to think about. But remember, in this world of rare coins, hesitation can be costly. Those who act, those who educate themselves and seek out these treasures, are the ones who see their fortunes grow exponentially. As we close this journey, remember the path from ordinary to extraordinary is often hidden in plain sight. The 1951 D-Mint Mark Wheat penny is more than a collectible, it's a symbol of opportunity. It calls to those willing to explore, learn, and act decisively. Could this coin be in your possession today, waiting for the moment to transform your life? Could it be the spark that turns loose change into a legacy of wealth? The choice, and the timing, are yours. So, as you consider the world of rare coins, ask yourself, are you ready to see opportunity where others see pennies? Are you prepared to navigate auctions, certify your coins, and connect with buyers who understand value? And perhaps most importantly, are you ready to turn the simple, overlooked treasures in your life into milestones of wealth, prestige, and lasting legacy? The 1951 D-Wheat penny is waiting, and so is your chance to step into a world where history, rarity, and fortune meet. We're uncovering one of the most intriguing hidden treasures in American numismatics, the 1957 No-Mint Mark Lincoln Wheat penny. This is not just a coin, it's a story of fortune waiting to be claimed, a secret that could turn your casual pocket change into a fortune. Let's step back for a moment and picture America in 1957. The post-war boom was in full swing. Families were moving into new suburbs, children were playing in the streets, and the economy was thriving. Amidst all this, the United States Mint was quietly producing coins, including the Lincoln Wheat penny, a humble 1-cent coin. Most people never paid much attention to it, tossing them into jars or letting them slip through their fingers. But what if one of these pennies, unassuming and ordinary to the casual eye, holds the power to change a life? That is the magic of the 1957 No-Mint Mark penny. The story of this penny begins with a small, almost imperceptible error. Unlike most coins from 1957, these rare pennies were struck without a mint mark, a tiny D or S that usually indicates which mint produced it. To the average person, it's just a missing letter. But to collectors, it's the golden ticket. Coins without a mint mark from this year are extraordinarily rare, and rarity in the coin world translates directly into value. Imagine stumbling upon a coin that, in the right hands, could be worth not just hundreds, but potentially thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Yes, from your pocket to a payday that can rival a small inheritance. Now, I can almost hear you asking, how do I know if my coin is one of these rare treasures? How can I sell old, rare coins in the USA, and is there a real market for this? The answer is yes, but the key is knowing what to look for. First, examine the coin carefully. Look at Lincoln's profile. Check the reverse side, the wheat stalks at the edge. No mint mark here is the sign of scarcity. Next, condition matters. Coins that have been carefully preserved, without heavy wear or scratches, are exponentially more valuable. But don't panic if your coin isn't pristine. Even well-circulated pennies can fetch substantial sums in the right auction. And yes, auctions are where this coin truly shines. From specialty coin shops to high-end auctions, collectors are willing to pay premium prices for genuine, verified 1957 no-mint mark pennies. How would it feel to turn a coin from your jar into a life-changing sum of money? But before you rush to your coin collection, let's pause for a reality check, because here's where the story gets thrilling. Many people overlook coins right in front of them. They pass up pennies, dimes, and quarters every day without realizing that one of them could be a rare gem. Have you ever thought, could this coin I found in my change be worth more than my entire wallet? The fear of missing out is real, and it's what drives collectors into a frenzy when these pennies appear. The 1957 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny is in high demand, and the market is only getting hotter. Imagine listing one today, how quickly could it sell, and how much could it fetch? The answer, more than most people would ever expect from a single cent. Now, let's talk about opportunity, the kind that comes once in a lifetime. Every coin has a story, and this one is no different. From pocket change to millions, ordinary Americans have stumbled upon wealth by discovering coins that were quietly waiting in drawers, piggy banks, and old jars. Could your 1957 penny be sitting unnoticed on a desk, waiting to be recognized for its true value? How do you navigate this world of rare coin selling safely and profitably? First, knowledge is power. Research, authenticate, and consult experts before selling. Auction houses, specialty coin dealers, and even reputable online marketplaces can provide pathways to maximize your return. But urgency matters. These coins aren't just valuable, they're highly coveted. Hesitation can mean missing out on the maximum dollar, the kind of sum that can elevate a collector from casual hobbyist to serious investor. And let's have a little fun while we're at it, because who says numismatics has to be dry? Imagine showing up at a coin shop and casually dropping a 1957 no-mint mark penny on the counter and saying, "Surprise! I think this might be valuable." The expressions you'd see. Smiles, double takes, a bit of jaw-dropping disbelief. That's the thrill of holding a coin that can command such attention. It's excitement mixed with a dash of humor, the kind that makes this hobby addictive, but the real power of this coin isn't just in its rarity, it's in what it represents, the potential for financial transformation. Selling a 1957 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny isn't just about the money, it's about seizing an opportunity, making informed choices, and stepping into a world where knowledge converts small change into astonishing wealth. How do you ensure you're getting the best deal? How do you connect with serious collectors willing to pay top dollar? The answer lies in preparation and understanding. Authenticate your coin, research recent sales, and select the right venue, whether a local auction shop, a national numismatic event, or a private collector. Every step you take can mean the difference between ordinary returns and maximum dollar realization. Now, as we begin to bring this story full circle, think about the journey. From the United States Mint quietly producing coins in 1957, to a penny potentially sitting forgotten in your home, to the moment it lands in the hands of a collector who values its rarity above all else, the 1957 no-mint mark Lincoln Wheat penny embodies opportunity, excitement, and possibility. How can a single coin carry such weight? It's the rarity, the demand, the human desire to collect and preserve history. And if you act wisely, this coin could be the bridge from curiosity to financial empowerment. So, I leave you with this: examine your coins, cherish the journey, and act with intention. Could your simple penny become a gateway to incredible wealth? How soon will you discover the hidden gems in your possession? Will your 1957 no-mint mark penny be the one that transforms ordinary change into extraordinary opportunity? Remember, in the world of rare coins, knowledge is power, rarity is money, and the right timing can make all the difference. The maximum dollar for your 1957 penny is not just a figure, it's a possibility waiting for those bold enough to recognize it, seize it, and turn it into reality. Imagine for a moment that something you've carried in your pocket, perhaps tossed aside as just spare change, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today. Yes, that tiny coin jingling in your pocket or hiding in an old jar in your attic could transform your financial future in ways you never imagined. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after treasures in American coin collecting, the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat penny with an era that collectors and investors crave. If you've ever wondered how ordinary coins can become extraordinary fortunes, you're about to find out. But first, let me ask you, how would it feel to discover that the change in your hand is worth more than your monthly rent? Exciting, isn't it? Let's step back a moment and explore the story behind this iconic coin. The Lincoln Wheat penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln, carries not just historical value but also the artistry of an era. By 1957, the Denver Mint was producing pennies with meticulous care, but even the most careful processes are not immune to errors. That's where the magic happens. The 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat penny error, often appearing as double dies, repunched mint marks, or misstrikes, creates a rare phenomenon that makes this coin a jewel among collectors. Think about it, out of millions of pennies minted that year, only a fraction display these errors, making them incredibly rare and fiercely desirable. Now, you might be wondering, how can a coin that looks so ordinary hold such enormous value? The answer lies in scarcity and perfection. Collectors are not merely looking for a penny, they're hunting for a perfect specimen, one that tells a story, a coin that carries a legacy in its tiny copper form. And here's the catch, even the slightest imperfection or a subtle mint error can skyrocket its value from mere cents to maximum dollar figures in auctions. Imagine attending an auction and watching a simple penny ignite a bidding war, where the final hammer falls at an amount that could buy you a luxury car, or even a vacation home. Speaking of auctions, how do you even begin to sell a coin like this? Many people get paralyzed with questions. Where do I find the right buyers? How do I know I'm getting the best price? Can I sell it online, or should I visit a local coin shop? These are not trivial questions, they're crucial steps that can make the difference between selling for pocket change or unlocking life-changing wealth. Professional coin dealers, certified auction houses, and online marketplaces for rare coins have seen this surge in demand, and the 1957 D-era pennies are topping charts more than ever. The sense of urgency here cannot be overstated. Coins like these do not linger on the market for long. Let's pause for a second. Imagine holding that coin, studying it under a magnifying glass, seeing the subtle misstrike, the tiny doubled lettering, the flaw that turns it from ordinary to priceless. The excitement is palpable. You might even chuckle at the thought, who knew my change jar could be hiding a mini gold mine? But here's the lesson, what seems mundane often holds extraordinary value for those who know where to look. And for our viewers aged 30 to 65, many of whom grew up with these coins, the nostalgia combined with potential financial windfalls makes this discovery even sweeter. So, how did these errors even happen? In the 1950s, minting was largely manual and highly mechanical. Die errors, repunched mint marks, and misaligned strikes were all part of the natural imperfections in production. But here's where human attention meets scarcity, only a few coins made it out of the mint with these mistakes intact. Collectors today hunt for these errors with fervor, sometimes traveling across states, attending auctions, or scouring online platforms, hoping to spot that elusive coin that could be worth thousands, or even more. How many of us have tossed away a small pile of pennies without a second thought, only to realize decades later that those pennies were hiding a fortune? The fear of missing out is real, and it's motivating collectors across the country to act quickly. Here's a question for you. What would you do if you discovered one in your attic? Would you sell it immediately or hold on to it, waiting for the perfect moment? Many collectors advise certification first. Having a professional grading service authenticate the coin ensures maximum market value. It's a step that can't be skipped if you want top dollar results. And once certified, selling becomes a strategic game. Auctions, online marketplaces, and specialty coin shops are all avenues to explore, but knowing which path yields the highest return is key. Have you ever wondered why some coins sell for tens of thousands while others languish on shelves? It's the combination of rarity, condition, and buyer urgency that drives these record-breaking prices. Let's talk numbers, but in words, to make the impact more vivid. The most flawless examples of the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat penny era have been known to fetch maximum dollar amounts in top-tier auctions. That's right, what started as a humble copper coin can now sit alongside luxury collectibles, investment-grade art, and even rare vintage cars in terms of financial prestige. And for anyone watching, the question becomes, how do you turn your pocket change into this level of wealth? The answer is both simple and profound: knowledge, patience, and action. Understanding the market, identifying rare coins, and taking the right steps to sell can literally transform your financial landscape. Now, let's inject a bit of humor. Imagine pulling out your old coin jar, thinking you're rich in pennies, and then realizing some of them could fund your dream lifestyle. You might say, well, I always knew Lincoln was looking out for me. But the truth is, these coins demand respect and strategic action. They're not just collectibles, they're vehicles to wealth, a tangible link between history and financial opportunity. And for viewers in the US between 30 and 65, many of whom appreciate both nostalgia and luxury, this is a chance to capitalize on something that was once just pocket change. So, how do you make sure your coin reaches its maximum potential? First, authenticate it. Professional grading guarantees buyers trust the value. Second, research market trends, know what similar coins are selling for. Third, find the right platform. Specialized coin auctions or reputable dealers maximize competition and value. And finally, act with urgency. The market for rare coins like the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny era is hotter than ever, and every day that passes is a day someone else might snatch your opportunity. Here's another thought: what if your coin could not only change your bank balance but also your lifestyle? From pocket changes to millions, rare coins have the power to unlock dreams that might have felt out of reach. Imagine traveling the world, investing in other collectibles, or simply securing your family's future, all because you recognize the hidden value in a coin you once overlooked. How often do we get a second chance to discover wealth in the most unexpected places? This is that moment, and it's here for those ready to seize it. As we wrap up, remember this: the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny era is not just a coin, it's a story, a treasure, and an opportunity. The journey from a small minting error to auction room glory is a testament to the magic of rare coins. And for you, the potential is enormous. With careful authentication, strategic selling, and a keen eye for opportunity, that tiny piece of history could become a cornerstone of financial success. Have you ever held a coin and felt the thrill of possibility? That thrill is real, and it's waiting for you to act.